Hi, welcome to the lesson. So we're going to learn Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Brilliant choice of song. I absolutely love it. You may already know that I was in a Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute band for a few years, and we toured all over the country playing student unions, and we had loads of fun. So let me demonstrate to you now what I'm going to show you in this lesson. So obviously that's the main riff of the song that it starts on. So let me begin by showing you that, and then there's some more chords we're going to learn, and I'm going to teach you the solo as well. So here goes. We're going to start with an A minor chord, and what that is, in case you don't already know, is the second string at fret 1 with the first finger, then the middle finger on the fourth string at fret 2, and the third finger right behind it on the third string at fret 2. So you can check the chord chart next to me if you just want to make sure you got that right. So what I'm going to ask you to do is pluck the fifth string, which is open, and then the fourth string. And then take your first finger off of the second string and pluck it open, and then put the first finger back on and pluck it on fret 1. So if we join those notes together, we get this. Okay, good. Now, what I've done with this riff is I've combined the guitar part and the bass part together, because on the album, the guitar and bass play the intro riff, so when we play it on our own, I want it to sound as realistic as possible, so that's why I've included the bass notes in this lesson. So the bass notes go like this. So after you finish that chord, your middle finger is already on the fourth string at fret 2. So I'm going to ask you to pluck the fourth string, then take your fingers off, pluck the fourth string open, and hammer on to fret 2, and then pull off. So you already know about hammer-ons and pull-offs because we learnt that as part of the free 12-part course that I gave you. So if you haven't already seen that, I suggest you go and have a look at it. A, because it's free, and B, because it's really useful. So fret 2, open, hammer and pull off, and then finish by reaching across to the fifth string at fret 3. So it goes like this. So if we play that from the start, okay, good. Now this next bit is a little bit tricky, but I think you'll be okay. I'm going to teach it to you like this, but the reality is that John Frusciante actually plays it with his thumb. But let's start like this and see how you get on, and if you want to swap it out for the thumb later on, then I'll leave that up to you. So the sixth string's at fret 1 and the fifth string's at fret 3 like this. First finger, third finger. So what we've really got there is a power chord of F, and you're going to pluck string 6, then 5. Now, your first finger should be arched up, and the reason for that is we want to pluck the third string open whilst we're still holding those notes down. Okay, and now the middle finger is going to go onto the third string at fret 2, and you're going to give that a pluck. So if you join it together, it sounds like this. And you've noticed I've held all of those notes on, so they all sustain together like one chord. Okay. And now there's two little bass notes on the end, and you can use it with the same shape that you've already got on. All you have to do is pluck the fourth string, which is currently open, and then pluck the fifth string, which is already at fret 3. So if you join that on the end, it sounds like this. Okay, that's quite tough on the fingers, but I think you'll get used to it if you practice. So let me just demonstrate the alternative. Some people's hands are flexible enough to get the thumb over the top to hold on to fret 1, and it actually makes the rest of the notes a little bit easier. So let me demonstrate that. So depending how flexible your wrist is, I'll leave that up to you to experiment. So let me just demonstrate the whole thing. You can see I chose to use my thumb there. Right, okay, so it repeats that riff over and over again as he sings the verse, and eventually we get to some chords, and it goes like this. Okay, so what we got there is a C chord, so if you don't already know that, it's the fifth string at fret 3, middle finger on the fourth string at fret 2, and the first finger on the second string at fret 1. And we're going to strum 5 strings. So what I mean by that is the fifth string downwards. And I've strummed it twice. Now we're going to change to a G chord, and the way to do this is to take these two fingers, which are already on the C chord, move them to the 6th and 5th string, and then put the little finger on the 1st string at fret 3, and the first finger is not doing anything. And with the G you can strum all the strings. Now we're going to play an F bar chord. Now you should have already learned the bar chords. Again, it was part of the free 12-part course that I gave you, so I assume at this stage that you're already familiar with this type of bar chord shape. So put your first finger across all the strings at fret 1, the middle finger on the 3rd string, which is fret 2, and then these two fingers on the 5th and 4th string, both at fret 3. So that's an F chord. You can strum it twice, all the strings. And then we're going to go to a D minor chord. First string at fret 1, middle finger on the 3rd string at fret 2, and then the 2nd string at fret 3, okay? So look at the chord box if you just need to check that. And remember, with a D minor chord, we're just strumming 4 strings. Okay, good. So let's join them together. C, G, F, and D minor. Good. And at that point, they go back into the original riff. And that continues to repeat over and over again whilst they sing another verse. And eventually, we start to strum an A minor chord and an F major 7 chord. So I'll explain that now. It's going to sound like this. So you already know the A minor, and you might have noticed that I'm using my thumb to gently touch the 6th string, and what that does is stops it from accidentally making a noise if we were to hit it with the plectrum, because remember, the A minor only uses the 5 strings. So the strumming pattern I'm going to ask you to use is down, down, up, down, down, and then up, 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 down, down. So if we join that together, we get this. Okay, and you can look at the arrows at the bottom of the screen to clarify that. So the next chord we're going to use is F major 7. Now listen carefully, it's a bit of a strange chord this, because this is a type of chord that needs the thumb to hold down the 6th string at fret 1. So what's happened is we're still using the 2nd string at fret 1, the middle finger's on the 3rd string at fret 2, these two fingers have come across to the 5th and 4th string, both at fret 3. And let's just try that for a second. Now the important thing is